are on LinkedIn, but the thing is, you don't know exactly how to attract them, how they can find you, or how you can find them on LinkedIn. And that's something that we're going to tackle today. But okay, to start, maybe I'll start sharing my screen so that you can see what I'm talking about here. All right, so our topic for today actually is, oh, how do I present this? All right, there you go. How to jumpstart optimizing your LinkedIn profile to attract your ideal clients. So I imagine that since that you already want to attract your ideal clients, I'm thinking that you already have an ideal client in mind right now, right? So if you can tell me a bit about them in the chat box, I'd appreciate that. Like, tell me who your ideal client are, and do you think that they are on LinkedIn or not? Just type it in. So mine are high ticket coaches. Yep. So Joyce says beauty brands. All right. How about the others? Okay. So we have here SME, small business owners and professionals. All right. That's good. Ralph says doctors, engineers, CEO. Nesty says e-com entrepreneurs. All right. And Bianca says startup founders. That's good because you already have an idea who you really want to target, because the basic marketing principle is that it all starts with your target market, right? And how you'll find them would depend on whether you already know who they are, and because it's hard for you to look for something that you don't know. Like if you're looking for a dog, and you're looking for a pet, and you can't express that you're looking specifically for a dog, people would point you to different directions because there are different kinds of pets, right? But if you can specify that, it's going to be easier for you to find that specific group of pets that you are trying to look for. And same goes with the target market. Like, the more specific that you can identify who your ideal clients are, it's going to be easier for you to find them as well. So that's what I also always advise my clients, especially if I believe that their targets right now are too general. So you have to make it more specific. So it's going to be easier for you to find them, and as well as for them to find you, because that's actually the foundation of optimizing the LinkedIn profile. And let me tell you more about that in the next slides. All right, so this is going to be the outline of our webinar for today. Okay. Let's switch some things out. I can't see. All right, so it's going to be all about jump starting, optimizing your LinkedIn profile, and this is the outline. So I'm going to tell you something about me, just some short stuff that you don't really need me to talk about, and then I'm going to tell you what LinkedIn is, especially for those that are new to LinkedIn and don't really know what LinkedIn is and what it is exactly for, as well as the rationale why we need to use and optimize LinkedIn, especially if you are a service-based entrepreneur like a freelancer, a virtual assistant, a coach, consultant, advisor, and etc. And then the main outline of the course. And then at the end, if you would stay with me until the end, I have a special gift for you, which I'd say you would be able to use instantly after this webinar so that you can start doing whatever it is that you are going to learn from this webinar. All right, so let's start with a short introduction. So as David already said earlier, my targets are high ticket coaches. So what I mainly do is I help them avoid losing potential clients using my LinkedIn profile optimization checklist. I'm a LinkedIn strategist. I'm a LinkedIn profile optimizer, and I'm also one of the top 100 Filipinos to follow on LinkedIn last 2020. And I'm a licensed professional teacher, but I'm not practicing that right now because I decided to become a full-time freelancer. And recently I got certified as a life skills of self-discovery coach as well. Now, I think that's enough about me. Just in a nutshell, what I do is I help these people to turn their LinkedIn accounts into an asset that it should be. Because your LinkedIn account is an asset, just like your website, just like your Facebook profile, it's an asset. And let's discuss more about that. And oh, by the way, here are what others say about me. Actually, these are some of the recommendations that I got from my previous clients. These are just some of those. I can't fit all of it here. And here are some of my results. Just a disclaimer. I'm just showing this to you because I want to prove a point that you can earn money from LinkedIn. All right, from LinkedIn alone, you can earn money. But just a disclaimer, this is not a get rich quick scheme. Okay, these are the results I got from taking action. And to be fully honest, everything that you will learn here from this webinar, it will amount to nothing if you're not going to apply it, right? So I advocate taking action, and I would like you to do the same. So that's why at the end of the webinar, if you would stay with me at the end of the webinar, I'm going to give you a gift that you can use to instantly apply whatever it is that you will learn from here. So these are some of my earnings from this year and then last year. And then I've also guested in some other webinars all about LinkedIn and some recognitions that I got. But yeah, enough about me now. Let's have a short commercial.
Galit ka na naman. Wow! Ang tanong kung bakit hindi kayo galit? Alam niyo, minsan bumisita kayo sa akin nang may matutunan kayo. Gusto mo pampakalma? May binibenta ako. Swipe up mo lang. Oo nga, at saka bakit ikaw lagi yung presider? Ako yung may pinakamaraming users dito. Hindi counted ang fake accounts. Uy, pero di ba marami rin alter accounts sa Twitter? O ngayon, hindi ka nanonood? Ako, tigilan mo ako TikTok ha. Yung mga users mo, papunta rin naman sa akin pagkatapos na sumayaw. Kala mo hindi ko alam. Uy, sorry. Nag-start na ba? Sorry, I'm late. Sino ka? LinkedIn.
So there you go. I'm not sure if you have seen that viral clip. I think it went viral last year. So for our Indian friends here, basically what they're talking about is, so each character there represents the different social media platforms that we have, right? And they're fighting who is the one that has and then someone who is a latecomer just nudged in, and they said, who is this person? Because they don't know that this person is also a social media platform, and that person is LinkedIn. And that's true because LinkedIn is actually another social media platform. The only difference is, among all the other platforms, this is a platform for business professionals. But unlike the popular belief, it's not just an online resume, because I believe that before people would go into LinkedIn, put in their resume, just copy paste whatever it is that's in their resume and put it there, and just leave it out there, and hoping for someone to see if they are looking for a new job or a new client. But that's not entirely true today, because right now there is a shift, especially when the COVID started. Like, people are working from home, and most of these professionals are now more active on LinkedIn, and I'm seeing a lot more engagements compared to, let's say, 2019 or 2018. So if you're not on LinkedIn, I think it's time for you to create an account and be active there as well. Now think of it as an online equivalent of going to a traditional networking event, right? But you do it online, where you go and meet other professionals to do business, to know more about them, so that they know, like, and trust you. And in the future, if they need help with the services that you're currently offering, then you're going to be top of mind, since they already know and trust you from the networking event that you both attended. So just a pro tip, if you want to instantly get at the top of the pile, whether you are looking for another job at a company or whether you are looking for a new client, well, what you can do is create a LinkedIn profile, optimize your profile, and then connect directly with the decision makers on LinkedIn. Because as David said earlier, four out of five people on LinkedIn drive business decisions. So that means that 4 out of 5 people on LinkedIn are the decision makers. So if you connect with someone there, it's like an 80% chance that that person is a decision maker. Before I continue, can you hear me? Because someone says that he can't hear me. Can you please type 1 in the chat box if
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, good. All right, so let's continue. Now, some LinkedIn stats just to prove my point. So this is from a blog post from hootsuite.com. So currently, actually, as of January 2021, there are 722 million LinkedIn users. So today, probably more than that. And then there are 2 new LinkedIn members per second that signs up on LinkedIn. So there are 2 new sign up on LinkedIn every second. And then 41% of millionaires use LinkedIn. Another thing is that 96% of B2B content marketers use LinkedIn for organic social marketing. When you say B2B, by the way, if you're not familiar with the term, it means business to business. So that means that if I have a business and this person has a business, I would connect with that person because I want to do business with their business, something like that. So yeah, they use it for content marketing because organic marketing on LinkedIn can reach a lot of people up until now. So you have to take advantage of that if you're not on LinkedIn yet. And the reason for that is that, we have 722 plus million LinkedIn users, right? But only 3 million users out of that total users share content on a weekly basis. So if you're one of those people that share content consistently on a weekly basis, you're basically at the top 1% of people that shares content. So that's something to think about, and it's really interesting because if you know that you can share your content on LinkedIn, then be there, right? Because you're going to be like, the one that they can follow, the one that they can engage in, because most people they're not really sharing content, they just engage in others' content. Excuse me. So basically there are 2 ways to get clients from LinkedIn. The first one is inbound marketing, wherein we would attract clients via content marketing, social media marketing, SEO, and branding. So basically it's kind of passive, wherein you wait for your targets to notice you. Now, the other marketing strategy is the outbound marketing strategy, wherein you would reach out to clients to see if they're interested with your offer. So this is like the active marketing style, wherein you would purposefully connect and engage with your targets for them to know you. But today, we're going to focus on LinkedIn profile optimization, which is an inbound marketing strategy that I actually specialize in on LinkedIn. Now, this mini training is for you if you want to attract your ideal clients on LinkedIn because you know that they are there, and then you want to stand out on LinkedIn to position yourself as an industry expert or even an influencer. Because as I've said earlier, it's easier for you to get engagement, especially if you have your target market in your network and the content that you're publishing is something that would resonate to that specific target market, since only 1% of the users are sharing content. Next thing is that you want you want your LinkedIn profile to speak about your personal brand. When I say brand, it means that you want it to speak about who you are, what you do, how you do what you do, and who your target market is. Now, the other thing is that you want to instantly get at the top of the pile and connect directly with the decision makers. Again, how many out of five people, how many of those are decision makers on LinkedIn? If you're listening. Okay. Lay says 4, Joy says 4, Ina says 4. Correct. So that's 4 out of 5. So basically that's like 80% of people are the decision makers on LinkedIn. So if you want to connect directly with these decision makers and get at the top of the pile, instead of going through a gatekeeper or something like an assistant, then go to LinkedIn and connect directly with these people, right? Now, the rationale on optimizing your profile is that it helps you attract your ideal clients. And it's also a great way for you to position yourself as an industry expert because you would stand out, right? And nowadays, people are working from home, and we have more time to spend it in social media platforms such as LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and since the decision makers are on LinkedIn, they're going to be more active there as well. So it's going to be to your advantage if you are there, especially if these people are your target market. All right. So as I've said earlier, if you stay with me until the end of this webinar, you will get a special gift that you can actually easily utilize to start the doing after the learning. And why am I doing this? It's because I know that, everything that you would learn here, it's not going to stick to you unless you start applying it. So that's why the special gift until the end for those action takers who want to start doing whatever it is that they're going to be learning in this webinar and start optimizing their profile. Now, just a quick check. Are you ready to learn this? Type 1 in the chat box if yes. All right. Okay. That's fast. Bell says 1. Joseph says yes. Aline says 1. All right. I think most of you are ready. So let's start with the main lesson. All right. So the first step actually is to make your profile public. All right. And it makes sense because if you want some publicity, then you have to be out in the public, right? So you have to choose your LinkedIn profile to be seen by the public. And this way you make yourself easier to be found by those who look for you via search engines or other networks. And by the way, those people who would look for you on search engines are probably the people that you are, trying to get to attention. Like if you're applying for a job, they'd probably search for your name on Google just to make sure that what you're saying is true or something like that, since that everything now is easy to find online, right? Now, just a pro tip. If we try Googling someone's name, you know what happens? They would probably find that person's LinkedIn profile on the first, sometimes on the second page of the search results. So if you have an optimized profile, this is going to have a big impact on how that person that Googled your name would perceive you, like what it is that you can offer them, or what's in it for them if they decide to work with you or decide to hire you. So that's also one of, let's say, the main reasons why you need to optimize your profile, whether you are a service-based entrepreneur, whether you are an employee looking for another job, or whether you are someone who just graduated and looking for the first job in a company, you need to optimize the profile, because if someone searches for your name, especially if you have a unique name like mine, they'd probably see your LinkedIn profile on the first page, right? So they can probably view that from there. Now, to make your profile public, it's actually easy. It's just that people don't know how to. So that's why they're not making it public. So that's what I'm going to teach you right now. So what you would do is you go into your LinkedIn profile, and then once you are on your LinkedIn profile page, in the upper right side corner, you would see this option right here, which is the edit, public, and URL option. So just click that, and then it would be redirected to a page that would include this section right here, which is the edit visibility page. So all you have to do is turn this on, like turn on your the profile's public visibility, and make sure that everything else under that is turned on as well, so that it's going to be seen by the public and not just by the LinkedIn users. So yep, that's basically for making your profile public. I hope that's easy enough. Are you still following? I mean, do you think that's easy to do if you're going to do it later on? Okay. I think someone already applied it. That's good. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Okay, this one. Upload your profile picture. All right. Because most of those who signed up on LinkedIn, they just sign up and just leave it there without changing anything, without uploading an image or whatnot. So your profile picture is actually your first visual impression. Like, let's say that you are going to a job interview, right? So the first time that the interviewer would see you is the first visual impression. And this like the equivalent of having a profile picture on your LinkedIn profile. So make it count, make it look clean and professional looking. It doesn't have to be too professional, just something that's, for the background, make it plain. And then as much as possible, something that like a smiling picture of you, so that you would appear more approachable to the one who's viewing it, and something that would reflect your personality and your brand. Like if they would hop on a Zoom call with you like this one and they saw you on video, that's like the feeling that they would have when they first see your profile picture. So you're officially a brand. All right, you are a brand. I am a brand. Like when I say brand, you are something that's unique. You're not like anything else, because brand is actually technically it's defined as how people would see you if they first saw you. So that's branding, like how people perceive who you are. So the look, which is the profile picture, is one of the key aspects of any brand. Now, fact is that LinkedIn profiles with professional headshots get 14 times more visits and 36 times more chances to receive a message. And I think the reason behind that is that if you don't have a profile picture and somebody who don't know you viewed your profile, then maybe that person would think that you are not active there, so they won't add you there, and they won't message you as well, because you don't have a profile picture. All right, so to do that, that's pretty straightforward. Actually, just go into your profile. You'd see like a pen button in the profile picture section. Just click that button, which is the edit button, and then basically use a high quality headshot, at least 200 by 200 pixels, but the higher the better. And then just a pro tip, if you have a picture that doesn't have a clear background, you can instantly remove your photos background at remove.bg. So take note of this URL. You can try that after this webinar. Like if you have a good looking picture that you want to use as your profile picture, but the problem is it doesn't have a clear background or a background that's plain, you can remove the background just by uploading it to this URL right here. So take note of that and can probably use that in the future as well. All right, next thing is craft your irresistible headline. All right, so the headline is something that you can find on your profile as well. It's like a tagline that's directly under your name on LinkedIn. And it is particularly important to optimize your headline because it is highly visible and searchable on LinkedIn's search engine. All right, so LinkedIn has its own search engine. Oops, can't you see my screen? I think it's the chat box. I'm just gonna close that. All right. All right, so actually the headline is limited to 120 characters. So make sure that you use helpful keywords so that your target market would be able to reach you via the search engine. But just a pro tip, you can actually fit in more characters if you edit the headline using LinkedIn's desktop version. I think you can add more than 120 characters if you use the desktop version. So I suggest you use that if you edit the headline. Now to edit the headline, the prerequisite actually is that you already know who your target market is, because you have to make it specific and just choose one that you want to focus on. And then you already have the skill that you know is a perfect fit to the need of that market. So the basic format is I help, insert your target market, get or achieve, insert the end result that they want. When I say end result, that means the goals that they want to achieve, or maybe a problem that they want to solve or something like that, by your solution. So your solution, it has to be something that's unique, something that they've never heard before, so that they would be more interested to reach out to you directly if they do need the services that you're offering. So for examples, I help online course creators get more enrollees by letting them focus on student generating tasks. So this is the target market. This is the end result, which is more enrollees, which means that if they have more enrollees, they would have more clients, right? And more revenue. So they want that. And then this is the solution of that person, letting them focus on student generating tasks. And actually, that person is a virtual assistant or a remote executive assistant. Now, next sample is this one, helping Filipino freelancers. So this is the target market, invest their money to retire at 40. This is actually the end result that they want, right? Using my BT ID system. So this is the unique selling proposition of that person, because that person is a financial advisor or a financial planner. So next, and the last one is I help e-commerce store owners. So this is the target market. And then the solution is increase their social media fans, because probably these e-commerce store owners like that, because if they get more social media fans, they get more customers as well. And the unique selling proposition or the unique solution of this person is his or her FPM plan. And that person is a Facebook page marketer. So probably FPM plan is Facebook page marketing plan or something like that. So yeah, that's how you craft your irresistible headline, so that, for example, an e-commerce store owner viewed the profile of this Facebook page manager, and it so happens that that store owner needs to increase the social media fans of their Facebook page, then most probably that person would be interested to contact this person, right? Because it's like this person is already saying that I can help you with the specific problem that you have right now, because this is what I do. Is that clear so far? Is that clear so far? Are you learning so far? Okay, good, good. Abba says yes. She or she says yes. Jennifer, yes. Buboy, yes. Done and applied. Ayan, si Buboy. Action taker, I like that. Angie says yes. Okay, very good. Now, to edit your irresistible headline, this is the technical, all right? Actually, this is easier than crafting it. I think this is the hard part, but once you're done with that, all you have to do is to go to your profile, and then you would see a section right here. Beside the add profile section, there is a more button right there, and then you would see a pen, which is the edit button that LinkedIn has. So click that, and then under your name, you would see a headline section. So as I was saying earlier, the headline has a 120 character limit. All right. That's the limit that LinkedIn is saying that they have. But if you are using the desktop version, you can put in more characters than 120. And I suggest that you put your irresistible headline with your target market, with your what they call this, with your end result that you offer, or what you help them get, what you help them solve, and your unique solution. And then if you have more characters, the best thing to add there is your title. Like if I'm a LinkedIn strategist, I would put that there, so that if someone on LinkedIn is looking for a LinkedIn strategist, then most probably I would appear in the search results of LinkedIn. So maximize the use of the headline, because it is highly searchable and highly visible. All right, and that's very important. Okay, quick break. Are you learning so far? Can you please put 1 in the chat box if you are? I'm just going to drink as well. Okay. Kay says yes. Glyza says yes. Joy, 1. Check 1. Okay, good. Good, good. Okay, so I guess we're ready to move on to the next part. Can you see this box that I'm moving right now? I'm not sure how I can hide this. Okay. All right. Okay, let's continue with the LinkedIn banner. Now the LinkedIn banner, that's the fancy name that LinkedIn name that the banner, but it's basically like a Facebook cover or the cover photo of your profile. So you have a profile photo section, and then you also have a LinkedIn banner section. All right. And I think most people don't know that they can personalize that banner, because most of the inactive LinkedIn users that I viewed on LinkedIn, they are using the default banner that LinkedIn has. But it's going to be to your advantage if you make it personalized, because it's like the billboard of your profile, and it's like one of the first things that your viewer would see when they click on your profile. So take advantage of that feature. All right, so I highly suggest you make it reflect your brand. Like if you already have brand colors, if you have a logo, if you have a tagline, something that would attract your ideal clients, put it there. And then also include a CTA or a call to action. Like If you want people to visit your website, put your website URL there. If you want people to email you, put your email address. If you want people to call you, put your phone number or your booking link, right? Because that way your interested leads can readily get in touch with you if they do need the services that you're offering and they're interested already because of your optimized profile. And just by looking at the LinkedIn banner alone, because it's like the first thing that they would see that would pop up when they viewed your profile. So this is how it looks. So this would be your profile picture, and then behind that you would see the LinkedIn banner section. So you can easily create one if you are not really an advanced graphic designer like myself. You can easily create one using canva.com or Trello.com, and then we also have snappa.com. I think all of these platforms have free versions, so take advantage of that. Now, if you know how to use Photoshop, then much better, but not really required, because this one that I have, it's something that I made through Canva as well. So you can easily create that using these online basic graphic designing tool. So that's basically it for the banner. To edit that, just click the pen button right here, and then it would give you an option to upload the banner. And then if you're satisfied, then that's it. I think this is the last thing for this tutorial. Now, another thing that you must put in the LinkedIn profile is the about section or the LinkedIn summary, right? Because most people, they don't have a summary, especially if they're not active there. Now, the summary, it has a 2,000 character limit, I believe. I suggest that you maximize that. Put as many keywords as you can so that you would be more searchable on LinkedIn as well. And then keep your summary interesting. When I say interesting, pay attention to words and phrases that will magnet your ideal client. So basically what I'm saying is you have to make it speak about what's in it for them, right? Because that's what they care about. They don't really care about you. They don't really care about us. What they care about is what they want and what they need at the moment. And if that's what's on your summary section, then better, because you're gonna attract them and magnet them, especially if they do need the services that you're offering. All right, so basically, you have to include the following: what you do, right? What exactly it is that you do, like the services you offer, the skills that you have and all that, who you help, your specific target market and how you help them, and your unique mechanism, like your USP, something that's unique to you, like my LinkedIn profile optimization checklist, because it's something that I made myself, so no one else has that, right? So if they need a LinkedIn profile optimization checklist to help them improve their LinkedIn profile, then I'm going to be the go-to person because I'm the only one who has that checklist. Now, also include how your process works, like how do you convert them into a client? Do you hop on a call first, diagnose the problem that they have and all that, and how would it go after they say yes to the proposal? What would happen after that? And then what others say, simply these are the client testimonials or recommendations that you already have. If you have that, you can copy paste the things that others say about you, because that's going to be an authority builder as well. And if you have the testimonials, it's going to be easier for people that don't know you to know, like, and trust you, and feel like if they hire you, you can do the job or you can do the tasks that they're currently looking to get help with. And of course, at the end, you should also have a call to action. Like if you want them to book a call with you, you can put a booking link or something. If you want them to visit your website, if you have a website, put your website there. Or if you want them to email you, put your email address, so that after all the things that they saw and read from your profile, from the banner, your profile photo, your headline, then at the end of the summary, and now that they are ready to talk, because they already realize what value you can provide them, it's going to be easier for them to figure out how to contact you directly, right? The summary section has a maximum of 2,600 character limit. Yep, it's 2,600 character limit actually for the personal profile, but I think for the company page, it's like 2,000 character limit. So there's a bit of a difference. Yeah, make sure that you maximize it, put the keywords that you want to be found for. All right, so I think that's it for this webinar. Actually, obviously there's still a lot of things to fully optimize a LinkedIn profile, but we can't cover all of that right now. And to be fully honest, what I discussed here is like a high level training. But I hope freelancers, VAs, coaches, consultants, and advisors, so that they can avoid losing potential clients using LinkedIn by fully optimizing the profile. Now, if you really want to learn more about the nitty-gritty of LinkedIn profile optimization, like how to exactly do it step by step, all of the things that you need to optimize there, whether for your own marketing strategy or to offer it as a service to your potential clients. I'm actually in the middle of creating my first online course right now. It's not going to be launched this month, probably around May or June. But in that course, which is my first baby, it's my first online course, I will teach you everything I know about LinkedIn profile optimization. All right. And the reason that I want to teach it to others is because I want you to stop just consuming. All right. I want you to start doing. Now, as you may have already noticed, I'm a practitioner. It means that I practice what I preach, and I do this daily. So everything that you will learn and do from the upcoming course that I have is based from my own experience and my own process, right? It's my own. I made the process, and it's based from my own experience. So in other words, you won't get it from anyone else. But the full details is yet to be announced, but I'm going to announce it soon. For now, what I can give you is this. Here's your special gift for patiently sticking with me until the end of the webinar. I hope you learned something from me today. Can you please type in 1 in the chat box if you do learn something? Pagod ako dun. All right. Okay, great. Bell says 1, Len 1, Manilyn 1. Great. All right. It's good that you learned something, because I put my heart into creating this webinar for you. But to be fully honest, everything you learn here will remain just stock knowledge if you won't start applying it. All right, because we have, excuse me for being technical, but I'm a licensed professional teacher, and I know for a fact that, knowing something is like the lowest form of learning. Understanding it, or comprehension, is the second level, but applying it is much better. Because if you do something, if you learn by doing, it's going to be easier for you to master your craft or master the skill that you want to learn. So now, as promised, here is a special gift that you can easily utilize to start doing after the learning. All right. I hope you learned a lot today, but I want you to do it as well. I want you to apply it on your own LinkedIn profile. If you don't have one yet, create one after this webinar. All you have to do is go to actiontaker.gladysguanes.com and you should see a link to download the gift there. So after getting the link, actually you should receive an email. If you don't get an email, check your spam or promotion box, and kindly whitelist my email so that you'd be alerted with the other emails that I'm gonna send your way. It's actually a 3-day challenge, so make sure that you whitelist the email so that you get the daily challenge alert that would, I believe, would help you be accountable to start applying what you learned. All right. So go to actiontaker.gladysguanes.com. Now for your questions. All right. David should.
Okay. Okay,
Mm.
hold on. Let me just turn on my camera. Okay. Okay, just give me a sec. Well, first of all, thank you, Gladys, for that very insightful presentation. And I understand that most of you guys really have gathered and realized some of the high-level notes and the knowledge that that Gladys have disclosed for you to really optimize, because I completely agree with everything that Gladys has mentioned and has discussed, because LinkedIn has really been a huge part of being a professional, whether you are a freelancer, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're a corporate employee. It's going to be the ultimate go-to for us to connect with prospects, and also with just expanding our network because of the limitation that we have. Hold on lang. And maybe Carl will also on the back end will put us both, Gladys, on spotlight for us to go through the question and answers. And by the way, as what I am saying, it's going to be a complete way of you getting into that platform and really maximizing, because there's such thing as first impression in LinkedIn. Yeah, because LinkedIn is a very professional platform for you guys, and it's the cheapest way for you to acquire new clients. Well, let alone organic, because paid for LinkedIn is very expensive. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So please key in your questions as we would go through this question and answer, and we will try to answer as much as we can. Obviously, there's abundance of question with regard to the content, with regard to what type of brand voice, what kind of tone that you would like to really publish in this platform as a professional platform. But I'd like to start, of course, Gladys, I'd like to start the question. Because, well, looking back 5 years or 6 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, and maybe some of our audience here right now has or are guilty to this practice, that when you are starting on LinkedIn, I'm not sure if you have covered this, but I might have missed it. But when you're starting on LinkedIn, and the way you can really gather and broaden your connection there is the way you can connect with different people. Okay. But on your experience and on your insight, and I've been a victim also of this, na nagko-connect. I'm just connecting random people, even though they are not really within my market, because I don't have a complete understanding. Now, what would you suggest, or what will be your optimal recommendation on how they can start connecting with those people that are within their niche, or really within their scope of expertise?
Yeah. So I totally understand that, kasi I was doing it before then. Nung hindi pa ako masyadong familiar how to maximize using LinkedIn. So it's like I'm connecting with everyone. Like, if you're a connection of my connection, I would connect with you just to grow my connections. But the best practice, a short answer, is that you only connect with either your target market or the people that you know that your target market are connected with. In other words, your competitor, right? If you see someone who is also targeting that, like, let's say you target business consultants, and you see someone who is also targeting business consultants, it makes sense for you to connect with that person because you most probably that person is connected to the people that you want to connect with because he's also targeting the same group of people. And as I've observed, because we have 3 levels of connection. Sorry for being technical here, but we have 3 levels of connection. When you say that that person is your first degree connection, in simple words, that means that you are friends on LinkedIn. You are friends already. Now, if you see that a person is a second degree connection, that means that that person has a mutual friend or a mutual connection that you have, like you and that person has a mutual connection. Now, if that person is a third degree connection, that means that you don't have any connections in common. All right. Now, if you are doing cold reach out to your target market, it's going to be safer for you to connect with the second degree connections. And when I say safer is because people are not gonna be willing to connect with you if they don't know you, but if you have like a similar connection with each other, they're gonna be more willing to connect with you, especially if your LinkedIn profile is optimized. And the reason behind that is because if your LinkedIn profile is optimized and they view it, they'd probably see the value that you can provide with them, especially if you already know the pain points that your target market has. So,
Right.
yep.
Right. All right. So also just to add for those who are also curious, I believe with just like with any other platforms, and you're starting with no following, let's say for Instagram, you have no following. Let's say for Facebook page, you have no following. And let's say for LinkedIn, you don't have connections yet. It takes a lot of patience. Because remember that these people are professionals, and the reason why they're connecting with you is either number one, you have something valuable that you can offer. And then number two is that you are seen as a thought leader within your industry. And there are a lot of things, but those are the 2 main important things that I really look into when you're starting to connect with people. Now, when you're starting with, let's say you have a less than 100 connections within LinkedIn, it's already safe enough to say that you need to provide tremendous amount of content, a valuable content in your profile, so that when you are reaching out to these people, when they go to your profile, and aside from the optimized LinkedIn profile, when they see your post, then there can be something that they have a notion that this person is somehow knowledgeable in this industry. And then that is how you expand. Because I think the most common misconception here is that even though they don't post anything on their profile, and then they connect, and then they don't see any acceptance on the connection request, they already but it's like they are being degraded because no one really want to connect with them. And it's really about the patience. It's about consistency on this platform. Remember, LinkedIn connection is really not an overnight success, and you cannot get high profile clients or high profile connections if your LinkedIn doesn't serve any form of value for these people. Okay.
Yep.
And we have a question here. Hold on. I think the question is coming from, hold on. The dimensions of the banner for LinkedIn.
I'm not
I
sure
think this
right
can be
now,
searched online, but
if you use Canva.com,
yeah,
I think they have like a default dimension
right.
for LinkedIn. You just have to search it.
Correct. I think when you go to Canva and you just type, let's say, LinkedIn cover photo, then there's already a fixed dimension there that you can just plug and play. You just design it, use the template, and just modify the text there, put your pictures, so on and so forth. All right. So I hope we answered your question. Speaking of optimized content, can we upload a video under experience section to show how we work on things they might be interested in?
Yeah, I think you can upload, but there's like a limit of size. I'm not sure about the limit, but if you have like a long video, just upload it on YouTube. Maybe because it's free if you upload it there. Just
Sure.
get the link, and then you can attach the link under the experience section.
Okay, good. Yeah, for others, you can throw in some questions, but I have another question just to keep the conversation going. Since LinkedIn, according to Gary Vaynerchuk, um, who is a really well-known guru in terms of marketing and has a big marketing agency, VaynerMedia, he mentioned before, like I think that was 3 years ago, that LinkedIn is somehow transitioning or moving towards being the next Facebook, because the presence of LinkedIn right now is somehow how Facebook operates. The organic reach, even though I have observed that LinkedIn's organic reach is somehow being modified. The algorithm of you getting your post in, let's say, if you have only 50 connection and someone likes it, you can go as far as 500, even though your current connection is around less than 100. Now, my question is, what type of content would you say that best fits LinkedIn based on the professional audience? Does LinkedIn really have to be do you really need to have a professional voice in terms of getting a greater impact in this platform?
Well, for me, not really, because my ideal. Okay, so the secret to that is that would depend on your target market's voice, right? Because if your target market has, like, let's say, they're more engaged if you post like things that are not too serious. Like if you post, I don't know, like intriguing polls on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn now has polls, like you can make them choose the answer and it would run for several days before it stops. So yeah, basically it depends on the voice of your target market. Like me, I'm targeting like business coaches, leadership coaches, executive coaches, and I know that those people, they love content that's leaning towards to personal development and mindset. So sometimes I would post you know the things that I read that are somehow related to those stuff, and I see more engagement if I post that, because my network right now is like full of my target market who are coaches, and they're interested with that kind of stuff. Now, for the format of the content, I'm seeing like more engagement on videos. Like if you can, post like a 30-second to 1 minute video that would somehow provide value to your target market. It's most likely would get more engagement than just putting, like, let's say an image or a PDF file. But yeah, right now I'm seeing like a trend on videos and LinkedIn calls, as well as LinkedIn Live ability, because if you're going to go live on LinkedIn, you have to apply for it. Not everyone has the ability to go live, but most of my connections that are going live on LinkedIn, posting live videos, they get more engagement from that, because if you go live on LinkedIn, your connections would be notified that Gladys went live, and they would go into your live video. But as I said earlier, only 1% of people are posting content on LinkedIn. So the best content for you is the content that you have right now. Right. So just go ahead, post that, be consistent. As long as it's something that would provide value to your target market, go ahead and post that.
Right. And I think most people are, hold on, I think there's a bit of an echo. Okay. Hello. I think there's an echo on someone. Hello. Yeah. All right. Sure. All right. So I think maybe there's a curiosity also for others on how do you choose the right content. And I think my answer there is just post whatever you feel that you would like to post, because the idea here is a lot of people are being we can say that, well, as human beings, of course, and this is a professional platform, that we want it to be as perfect as possible, but that hinders us to really going into the consistency side, and it really defeats the purpose of being an authentic person, right? Because you overthink a lot of things, and sometimes the perfectionism on our self and the standards that we put outside there really holds us back instead of just posting it. Because remember, when we are posting content, yeah, there might be some room of improvement there, but you cannot really identify if this is really a good content or a bad content until someone really provides a feedback or someone interacts with them. Because our biases or our personal bias is sometimes different. It might not pass our standards, but other people really find it appealing, or some would also find it enough and has a form of value. And so I think
And remember that
sure,
your
go ahead.
connections, even though that they are professionals, they are people too.
Correct.
Right? And each of us has emotions. So if you can target the emotion of that person, then probably that person would engage on your post.
Right.
And
Correct.
if you get interested, if you get enough interest from that, and that person viewed your profile and you have an optimized profile, that's where the magic happens.
Okay. We have a question here from Carl. He asked, what are your thoughts on LinkedIn stories? Is it really that effective?
Well, actually, I'm posting stories on LinkedIn, and it's kind of like the same stories that I'm posting on my Facebook account. It's getting some views, but I think it's still getting there. But if it doesn't take too much time for you to post stories, then go ahead and do that. Because people, there are only a few people posting stories right now. So if you can be one of those like pioneers who is constantly posting content on your LinkedIn stories, I think that would catch attention, especially if you are connected with your target market.
Right.
Because they would see that.
Okay, so we have a question. I'm not sure if I'm going to pronounce your name right. Tathangata. All right. So his or her question is, even if we keep posting on LinkedIn on a regular basis, we see a very low engagement. How can we increase the engagement without paying anything?
I'm not sure. I don't have enough context to give you an advice right now, but there can be different reasons why that is. Like,
right.
You have to make sure that your content is speaking to the target market that you want to target, or the people that you want to engage in that content. Use the hashtags that you think they would be most probably searching if they're looking for a specific content. And then if you can include a photo, like a photo that would make them stop scrolling and read your content, I think that can help as well. Or if you think that you've already done all of that, try using videos, like if you haven't done so yet, because from the statistics that Hootsuite has in a certain blog post, they said that video content on LinkedIn has a 20 times more probability to be shared if it's something that's valuable to the person who watched it. So try to do that, and also make sure that you are connected with your targets, because it's not just about optimizing the profile. I said earlier, there are two ways for you to maximize your organic marketing on LinkedIn. It can be inbound, and it can be outbound. So both are good. If you can do them simultaneously, it's going to be better. because if you're going to post content and no one is going to see that, it's not gonna make sense for you to, post consistently, especially if you know that you are not connected with the right group of people that you want to be the audience of your content. I hope that
Right.
Helps.
Right. And also just to add in, and just to echo Gladys, what you've mentioned a while ago, that these people here on LinkedIn, they are also human being. All right. So perhaps because prior to the existing behavior of profiles on LinkedIn right now, LinkedIn was obviously a recruitment hub. All right. And right now, LinkedIn is somehow transitioning into being a human platform, not just a professional platform. Maybe yes, Gladys is absolutely correct that we need more context on that question. But to also give a general recommendation on my personal experience and also with our clients, it depends really on the type of content. Okay, maybe, and also you have to check if those connections that you have on LinkedIn are really interested on that. Because if you would like to double down on LinkedIn and there is somehow no traction, maybe it's time to recalibrate on. It's very important also, if you would like to take LinkedIn seriously, you need to conduct audit and check if these people are really the type of people and the type of target market. Remember that whatever marketing industry, regardless of whatever marketing campaign that you will have, whether it's on LinkedIn, it's not just LinkedIn, whether it's on a sales funnel, a marketing funnel, if your target market is wrong, then all of your strategies are wrong, right? Because you are creating a specific action item, the steps for these people that you are targeting. Okay, and we have an overflowing question. So we will try to answer as much, but we only have 6:30. Baka yung iba sa inyo would like to take a dinner na. But we would like to provide as valuable answers as we can. Why? Okay, so there's a question here. While you can make another, you can. Okay, this is an answer. Hold on. Does posting at a certain time affect engagement with foreign clients? Gladys, I think you're on mute.
In my personal experience, I don't think so, because I usually post during my morning time, anywhere from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m., but usually around 8 a.m. I think what would affect like the people who are going to follow your content, if you're already posting consistently and you're already getting some engagements, is that you post at a certain time. Like if you post consistently at 8 a.m. in the morning here in the Philippines, then probably your followers would would look forward to your postings during that specific time. Yeah, that's how I see it.
Okay, so we have another question here. How effective are endorsements? We always suggest that if you have a group in the same niche, it will be helpful to endorse each other. Does it really help?
Endorsements. That's the skill under your profile, right?
Right,
So
right. I think that's it.
Not so much, because based from the profiles that I have already optimized, the profiles of those high ticket coaches, they don't have much endorsements on the skills. And in my personal experience, I don't think that people pay too much attention in that, because if you have like 99 plus endorsements of the skills, and probably you just ask anyone to endorse that, right? Not really that many people would endorse you if you only know like let's say 50 people on LinkedIn. But I think the use of the skills that you have is that it would also be like a keyword that you can put on your profile. So if you're going to pick a skill, I think you can have like 35 or 50 maximum. I'm not sure. But if you want to be searched, like if you want to be searched as a social media marketer, or you want to use the keyword social media marketing, then put that on your skills section as well, because I believe that that's also a searchable part of your profile. So that's how you can maximize using the skills section.
All right. So we have another question here for an aspiring VA. So I'm an aspiring VA and a newbie with no experience and still learning. Do you think someone will hire me? And do you have any other tips or advice? I also have an interesting answer here. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So when you say that you are a VA, that means that you have different skills that you offer, right? And that's actually an advantage because you know a lot of things. But my advice to you is that the first thing you have to do is you have to pick a specific target market. It's like what I said, you can't optimize the profile if you don't have a specific market, because that would be confusing to the one who's going to view your profile. Like if you can help them or not. If you're helping everyone, you speak to no one. And then since that you are a VA, I'm pretty sure that you have like this one special skill that you really like doing. Why not specialize on that one first, master that skill, and offer it as your main skill?
Right.
And make sure that that skill is something that's going to be a good fit to the need of the target market that it shows as well. So that if you offer it, they need it, you know they need it, they know they need it, it's going to be easier for you to have them as a client. So that's basically my suggestion. But yeah. Yep.
Right. And also, just to add up, a question came from Nazareno Sarah. Okay, so you can put yourself, your question can put yourself in a situation, for example, you're the one hiring, and then you don't see anything on the profile of that person that's reaching out to you, basically. Essentially, it might be hard for you if you are not establishing the thought leadership. Remember that here on LinkedIn, it's really a platform for someone that could, for a person that's connecting with you, they are expecting something that they can learn from you. All right. So I think the most go-to here, and I think this is applicable to most of social media platforms, and also with the clients that we work with in those businesses that are with us in our agencies, that you have to utilize the inbound marketing strategy. And what we mean by inbound marketing strategy, for those who are not familiar with it, is inbound marketing is a form of a strategy for you to create a valuable content, and these people will go to you. You're not the one reaching out to them. They are the one going to you. The difference between inbound and outbound, obviously, it's a self-explanatory, is that outbound marketing is that you are the one reaching out to them. These are form of ads. Now, for inbound marketing, this could be a form of social media contents, such as, let's say, videos, vlogs, blogs, checklist, stuff like that you believe will be that would be a very valuable insight and content for these people. Just take it slowly, build your presence on LinkedIn, and then it might take some time, but what's important is your consistency to the platform, because people will notice. Even, for example, me, I have a wide connection on LinkedIn. I see that if this person is just posting right now and he or she disappeared for a couple of months, so that already creates somehow a doubt or a skepticism that, is this person really a thought leader in the industry? So just be patient, be consistent, and the key there is content. Explore. Okay. I think we have a couple. I think we can address one question for this session. Technical question here, but do you think LinkedIn InMail, if we Gladys, if you're using this, InMail is effective? Could you share your experience using this feature?
Yeah, so actually I have Sales Navigator, and it has like 60 emails per month. I don't normally use emails unless that I want to connect with someone that's like an influencer on LinkedIn already. And the way I utilize it is because when you send an email to that person, it would be sent as well to his or her email. And it's going to be easier for him or her to notice your email as well as your email if you do that without you having to send a connection request to the person.
Right.
All right. And since that person is already an influencer, most probably she or he doesn't really connect with everyone, right? So you have to make the person interested first. I mean, you have to you have to make it look like you're interested to the person so that that person would be interested to connect back with you as well. And that's how I use emails, because it's limited, like 60 emails per month only. So yeah, that's how I utilize it.
Okay. So thank you for those answers, Gladys. And we have an overwhelming amount of a set of questions that's coming in right now, but unfortunately, we cannot accommodate each and every one of them. So Gladys, where can they reach out if they have any questions? Where can they reach you out?
Okay, so you can reach out to me. Follow me on LinkedIn. You can search my name there, Gladys Ana Guanyes. And then you can also download the gift that I sent earlier. I think I have some contact details there as well. And you can also use that to start optimizing your profile so that if you want to, to start doing it instead of just learning it, go ahead and download that. If you have further questions, I think my email address is there, so you can reach out to me via email.
Okay,
Right.
Thank you for joining us, Gladys, and everyone. Thank you. If you have also any questions for Surge Digital Media, you can reach us out on Facebook, Instagram, and on my LinkedIn account. Of course, it's David Ramos Marketing, and also you can reach us out on LinkedIn also for Surge Digital Media, and you can visit our website. It's www.surgedigitalmedia.com. If you are a business owner who'd like to maximize your potential on your online presence, whether it's on social media, paid advertisement, website optimization, and anything that covers digital marketing. All right. So Gladys, thank you so much. It's a pleasure having you here. And for each and every one, we will have another series, a monthly series of webinar this so it's April right now. So on May, all right. So we will have another set of webinar series. We will announce it on whatever topic that will be, but basically it revolves around digital marketing. So if you have any questions and you're interested, please visit our social platforms and our website, and we will see you again soon. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Bye.